Hey, thanks for checking out this video. Today I want to talk to you about how to have a healthy mindset, what that means, and why it affects your life. I am not a pro at it by any means. In fact, I'm still working on it every single day. But I think we need to have a community of people out there that we can talk to about it, people that can help us strategize for how to think healthier and live better lives on a daily basis. Having a healthy mindset, what does that even mean? There have been tons of studies done, and any self-help book that you read will tell you that having a positive mindset is key to your success in daily life and your success in life. But how do you do that? And how do you change your mindset? This is something I've personally struggled with for a long time. I'm so influenced by what the people around me think and what they think of the world and how they perceive me, and I think it's started to have a negative effect on my inner thought life, which has affected my daily life in general. The first step is recognizing that you actually have a negative thought life. At first, I didn't realize that I had taken on such a negative mindset about myself and about my life. It sort of just crept in slowly, and I became depressed, overwhelmed, had a hard time spending time with people, really started to care way too much what other people thought about me, and it started to slowly just break me down. I realized that the way I was processing situations and interactions with people wasn't even true. In my mind, I'd started to create these scenarios that other people hated me or they thought this or that of me, and it was usually negative. And it started to make me really depressed. So I decided I had to do something about it. But where do you even start with something like that? After a lot of struggle, I realized that the second step in changing your mindset is realizing and recognizing all of the thoughts that you're having that aren't true. What happens for me is my mind starts spinning. I overthink until I'm actually so far from the truth of what someone said or what actually happened. So step one, recognizing that you have a negative way of thinking. Step two is determine what thoughts you're having that aren't actually true. Step three is pretty simple and yet the hardest one of all of them, and it's change your mindset. Now, I'm going to help you with this because I have spent several years trying to figure this one out. The key to actually changing your mindset is realizing that you have way more power than you think you do. Your brain is a crazy place, and it has so much power to change and shift and morph into whatever you want it to be. But we want it to be good, and we want it to be positive, not negative. And when you continue to have negative thoughts, it produces more negative thoughts. But if you start to have positive thoughts, it'll produce more positive thoughts. But I know this is a lot easier said than done. So here are some things that I have done to really help me, and hopefully this will help you as well. I started to think about the times in my life when I was most happy and felt like my thoughts were most positive. For me personally, one of those times was childhood. I feel like I had a great childhood, and I can't remember too many times when I was depressed or sad. And what I realized in doing this is that there have been a lot of things in my life that I've given up since I was a child. I don't know where they went. I don't know why I stopped doing some of the things I used to do. There are a lot of things that I used to do as a child that I just don't have time for anymore. And I realized I have a lot of things to do to get my life back in order and to get that healthy, positive mindset back. I'll probably make a lot more videos on some of these topics. I don't know, who knows? But I have made a list for you of some of the things that I've started to do that have really helped me to change my mindset. Number one is exercise. I know that you don't want to hear that, and that it's so hard, especially when you're depressed. It's hard to want to get out of bed, let alone go for a run. But just for a couple of weeks, no matter where you are on your health and fitness journey, don't judge yourself. Even if it's to go for a walk if you can't run or you don't like running, or rent a bike, go for a bike ride, or go to the gym if you like that. Go to yoga if you like that. Find an activity and exercise that you love, something that interests you but is still active. I guarantee you will feel so much better after a couple of weeks of doing that. It's really hard at first, but you have to kind of trick your mind into doing it. And when you start doing it, your brain will start producing chemicals that actually make you happy. Number two, a balanced meal. For me, this is a really important one because I do not eat balanced meals. Sometimes I forget to eat, and when I do eat, then I eat too much. So I had to actually plan out meals for myself when I first started this. And I'm not vegan, I'm not paleo, I'm not keto, I'm not gonna prescribe any kind of diet to you. But if you know that eating unhealthy foods is something that you struggle with, then that is absolutely going to change your mindset. What we put into our bodies is what we put out. So if you're not eating any kind of healthy food on a regular basis, you are going to have more negative thoughts. Your body needs food to thrive, good, healthy food. And so you can't thrive if you're not eating well. That's a really hard one for me. Number 3, sleep. I hate going to bed early. I hate it, and I hate waking up. But I've noticed if I start to have a more consistent sleep schedule, my body really responds in a positive way. Not to mention that the thoughts I have when I wake up in the morning or throughout the day are significantly more positive than the thoughts I have late at night when I'm exhausted and I'm rethinking my day and overthinking all of the interactions I had. Sometimes you just have to know when to stop thinking and when to go to sleep. Number 4, telling myself the truth about who I am. We spend a lot of time listening to what other people think of us and how they feel about us. But I think a lot of times we forget to take the time to really think about what is true about us and who are we. I think we'll be in the process of figuring out who we are for a really long time. I don't think it's a one-day thing. But it's important to remind yourself of the true things you do know about yourself. Some people might call this affirmations or positive self-talk. It doesn't matter what you call it, but on a daily basis, you need to be reminding yourself of who you are and what you truly believe about yourself. Sometimes I can't believe the truth about myself. It's really, really hard for me, especially when I'm in a negative thought spiral. So that brings me to number 5, which is surround yourself with people who tell you the truth about yourself. If you don't have a group of people that love you and can tell you who you are when you don't know, go find those people. Sometimes it requires you being that for someone else first. But having a community of people around you who really truly believe in you and aren't just trying to get something from you is vital. It's so important to a positive thought life and a successful life. Number 6, find a hobby that you love. This is a fun one for me because I think there are so many things out there in the world to explore and experience, and something we forget to do as adults is continue to learn, in whatever capacity that is. I think somewhere along the line we think, okay, I'm done with school and I don't have to learn anymore, and we just sort of get stuck in our mundane daily routines. And finding something new that you can love and learn and be passionate about is really exciting, and it changes things up a little bit. It's okay to not be a pro at everything. It's okay to not know things and to ask questions. And finding a hobby like that that takes your mind away from focusing on yourself and focusing on your life and just learning something new, putting everything into learning something new, can be so vibrant and so energizing for you. I've done this in the form of becoming a plant owner and learning about all sorts of different plants and starting a garden. I have also started watercolors and painting. I am so bad at it, but it makes me happy and it gives me time to think and meditate and just create something, putting my brain in a place of always changing and always growing. So I definitely recommend this one. It's so fun to figure out you're good at things or bad at things that you've never tried. Number 7, having self-awareness and then losing your self-awareness. This is confusing, I know. Having self-awareness is one of the most important things about changing your life. Knowing what is true about yourself, what things you do want to change, what things aren't serving you well. You have to know those things. And at the same time, you have to forget about all of them. Especially if you're an overthinker like me, because some things will take time to change. And sometimes you have to be okay with being in the process of changing and not just being a changed person. I make it so hard on myself and I get so down on myself because I'm not where I want to be yet. But sometimes we just have to be okay with being in the process. We have to give ourselves permission to not be a final product yet, because we might not ever be a final product. Our entire life, we are in a process. And that's okay. It's okay if we're misunderstood. And I know it hurts, but we have the power to change our lives every day, and it's okay if other people don't see that. It's okay if other people don't see that we're on a journey. Don't get mad at yourself if it's not as fast as you'd like it to be. Progress takes a while sometimes, and that's okay. I have to tell myself that all the time. Thank you so much for sharing your stories and your lives with me. I'm really looking forward to see how you guys have a healthy mindset and keep a healthy mindset, and what kinds of things you do to be there. I'm going to keep you informed on my process as well, keep you updated with some of the things that I'm working on a daily basis. Thanks for checking out this video. Subscribe to my YouTube page and follow me on Instagram and Instagram TV, and I'll see you next time.